So we'll start by talking a little bit about our current quality landscape today. So we've come a long way. Back in the 80s, development testing, very, very young. Testing was kind of a concept, and it was kind of pulled over from manufacturing, and it was kind of a checkbox at the end of it. So people would code something, throw it over the wall. Testers would kind of test something according to a spec, and then pray, cross fingers, and throw it out there into production. Projects were run very much like, technical projects were run very much like non-technical projects, so very waterfall, long drawn out process. And manual testing kind of ruled the day. It was the only thing at that point. The idea of trying to automate things was not really a reality at that time point. 90s come along, development's getting a little bit more experimental. You get developers talking to one another, talking about better ways of doing things, and so they're starting to collaborate a little bit more, not only with each other, but with their testers. We're starting to talk about automation and some of the automation tools that are coming out. Anybody who was doing testing at that time, automation was really glitchy. You spent almost as much time maintaining your automation as you did actually getting any value out of it. So the focus on testing was primarily manual still. Start of the new millennium, and agile and lean become the buzzwords. When we start talking about delivering faster, responding faster, getting things to market faster. And it's all about speed of delivery, right? You are starting to see more mature automation tools come into play. Teams are starting to understand a little bit more about how to develop, how to build testing into their application platforms. Still mostly manual, because we're not quite sure how to get automation into it. We're not sure how to implement that as part of our quality strategies at that point, because it's still pretty new. And then, the last decade, where rapid delivery is how we do software today. It's all about delivering quickly, it's all about delivering high quality, and getting that value to the customer. We talk a lot about continuous testing and continuous integration, continuous delivery. We're talking about getting quality in sooner, talking about shifting left, right? We hear these buzzwords a lot. Getting those quality feedback loops in quicker, so that at the end of the day, we're delivering high value to our customers when they need it. So, what does this mean for new challenges? It means there's that constant pressure to deliver that high value to the customer and still maintain high quality. It means that we need to build automation with our applications, so it's got to be in lockstep. It's a demand, it's got to happen. Performance, security, accessibility, all these things that were kind of nice to have historically are now core requirements. You look every day, you've got security risks happening to large companies and really hurting their reputations. So anymore, it's just not acceptable to have it as a nice to have. You've got increased application and architectural complexity. We're very service oriented now. We've got lots of moving pieces, lots of touch points, lots of integrations, both internally and externally. So that adds to that complexity. You've got infrastructure as code now. Everything is software now. So that adds a lot to the scope. It means that changes are happening a lot faster, and keeping tabs on that and being able to include that in our testing scope becomes a lot more complex. You have more complex data sets. You have global markets. Every market having its own context and needs. Lots more customization happening. So all of these things add to the challenge that we have.